So to start off this video, I just want to say that a lot of my video ideas are pretty impulsive, and because I don't chat with people too much, my videos are not based off of drama or interactions with others, really. More of a observation kind of thing. So, what I've noticed in the black pill community is uh, videos of like a lack of a hobby or passion or anything that's meaningful, I guess, from the heart. Um, Users or people in the black pill are always like complaining about how hard it is, and it gets harder as you get older, but that really hasn't been my experience personally. And I've tried to explain to people in comments over my 4 different YouTube channels that it's a person by person basis, um, and I'm living proof of that. I feel. You see, the thing is, I have a drawing hobby, and other hobbies that are, I guess, meaningful to me, but maybe not as meaningful as drawing is. So, if I were to, let's say, look at my Discord, I've listed all of the hobbies that I have there, and I don't really like to call them copes because I feel like that's a toxic thing to say now. After talking with a certain black pillar, I don't want to mention who it is because it will just stir up drama, and I don't do that. It's just something that doesn't interest me, so that's just not my thing. Um, but yeah, let me open up my Discord. I've been using the website version lately for Discord because I don't know, like, when it comes to drawing, I'm on my Windows 7 PC, so. And I know some of you are probably going to say you're still using Windows 7 2023. Yes, I am. For drawing only, though. Not for gaming. For gaming, I have Windows 11. So, I have 2 computers, just so everybody knows. And I have a 4K monitor. But it is only 60 hertz, and that's fine. I only care about the colors, because, I'm an artist. Okay, but anyways, getting a little bit off topic. So if I go to my personal about me, it says, here's all the things that I like to do, right? So it says about me, I'm an artist, a light smartphone photographer, a horror lover, ASMR fan, small YouTuber, zombie killer, computer nerd, sex doll owner, black pillar, most importantly, creator of my avatar. So those are several things that I like to do, aside from the creator of the avatar part that is mentioned. Obviously, that's tied into being an artist. So, um, I feel like it's worth mentioning that my artwork that you may see on some of my other channels is not AI generated. I created them by myself from scratch. And yeah, I just want to throw that out there so that nobody thinks, you didn't draw that, like you're not good enough, etc. I don't know. But anyways, the main thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is how to survive the black pill with your hobbies. And I really wanted to find this quote by this famous philosopher, and the only reason I know it is because somebody had mentioned it in a comment once before. And then I think, what's his name? Thinking Ape had made a video on it, but I have no idea which video it is. And I just can't be bothered to search for it. Um, but basically, there's this famous philosopher or doctor, I think, it's not one of the two, that has mentioned if you're going to like put yourself in isolation or solitude, you need is absolutely necessary that you need to have like a hobby or something creative that really, you know, allows oneself to almost potentially live in a fantasy world while working on it, because otherwise you're just gonna like torture yourself basically. And I've also done some other research on like what happens to the brain during social isolation. And basically, it's kind of like you get, as sad as this is if you don't practice social interaction like daily, I guess, or at least moderately, maybe like, I don't know, every few weeks or something. I guess that's a minimum. Um, Basically, your brain is going to turn into a raisin. Like, that's just the reality of it. At least the social part of it, the emotional part of it, I guess. Those two parts of it. It's just the reality. Like, either use it or lose it kind of thing. And like, I get it, that sucks. But to keep, I guess, to slow that down from happening, in a way, or distract yourself from it, like to not even have those kind of negative thoughts about it, or like worry about, a companion and stuff like that. You need to have these hobbies. So, like I've listed, I have many different hobbies. Not all of them are equal, obviously. If I had to make like a tier list, I probably would. I probably should have made that. But I can do one really quick on the fly right now, um, while talking in this video. So, obviously, being an artist would be the S tier. Smartphone photographer would probably be something like B or C. So, I would probably have to put it in C, and we're going all the way down to like, I believe, F. Um, Being a horror lover is not super important to me, but it adds like a really good point of entertainment for me. So a horror lover is like kind of an essential thing for me, almost. Um, but not too essential to the point where I couldn't survive without it. Kind of like being an artist. So I would probably put that in a B category. ASMR fan is probably an A category thing because I feel like I need it, but not as much as being an artist. Being a small YouTuber is probably going to go in the E section because I feel like nobody appreciates what I do in that. And it's not really about me, it's about the viewers also. Being a zombie killer is probably one of my ways that I cure my boredom, so I would have to put that in A or B. being a sex doll owner would have to be an A. Like I said, nothing will really come close to being an artist, but it can be up there almost with it, but not quite. So being a sex doll owner would have to be A. Computer nerd would have to be B because I'm slowly losing interest in that over time. But um, like whenever I think about building a new computer, like for real, and not just like looking parts up just for the hell of it, just to get into it, and just to fucking nerd out and shit. But when I am really thinking about building a computer to actually use, um, I will seriously get into it and make sure I know what I want and know the ins and outs of everything down to the last detail. Even if it's just like about transistors, um, some some type of minutia thing. I need to make sure absolutely that I know what I'm getting. It's not even like about a compatibility issue. It's about making sure that I'm spending money on the right thing that's right for me, or that I feel like is the best for me at the time. So yeah. Being a black pillar is not something by choice. The black pill claims you, as many have said before. So if you want more information on that, you will have to do your own research. And that's pretty much it. So that would be a tier list for you. I don't have an image that I could finalize it, but maybe in another video I could do like a tier list. I don't know. Because I remember, what's his name? Dead Doomer, who was a Black Pill channel for a short while, had made a tier list on Black Pill channels, and I thought that was a pretty interesting idea. And he actually included me in it. So maybe I'll do something like that in memory of him. But yeah. So the general idea of this video is that if you're gonna endure this lifestyle, you need to have a hobby that really strikes your creativity and really fucking like hits all your emotional strings, makes you fantasize, daydream, fucking takes you away from reality. Anything that just like if you imagine a combination of reading, listening to music, or listening to ASMR all at once, like if that were to, I don't know, some trigger some kind of like daydream within you, and it felt like so fucking real, then you need a hobby that triggers all of that. I feel like if you're going to survive this black pill shit, because if you get a job and you have to face reality, like it's gonna be hard without all of that. And I don't want to say cope because, like I said before, I feel cope is toxic. Because of a certain YouTuber, but I don't want to mention their name. But yeah, that's what you need. And that would be my advice to anybody who is like going through a really, really bad, rough patch when it comes to being a black pillar. Like there's some days where it's not so bad, but then there's also days where it's really fucking horrible and you feel like killing yourself, etc., and stuff like that. Or there's like days where, personally for me, like if you ever had your heart broken before and your fucking throat feels sore all the fucking goddamn time, you know what I'm talking about. Um, and you just feel fucking sorry for yourself and shit like that. Like, I've had days where that has gone on for like 3 or 4 days in a row, and it's fucking horrible, and you just want to cry, but then it just eventually goes away on its own for whatever reason, and things are okay for a short while. Then it comes back, and like it fluctuates a lot. Um, but if you have your hobbies that are really meaningful to you, like I do, um, it's not as bad. Like you have something to distract yourself from reality in those ways that I mentioned, and that's pretty much about like the best that you can do. I feel like, and I feel like the best way, because we're men, right? The thing that we want the most out of life is a companion, and we want that female, you know, partner in our life or whatever, and just to feel accepted and you know, have that love and also sex, the feeling of a woman's touch, all those things that can be amazing, you know, minus the attitude and stuff like that, annoying personality, minus all that. Um, I feel like the best way to combat the harsh reality of being a black pillar is to create your own um, dream woman somehow. It could be through any medium, really. It could be through writing or drawing or some type of 3D program. Like, it really doesn't fucking matter. As long as you pour your heart and soul into it, and it ends up meaning a lot to you and stuff like that. But in my opinion, the best way to fucking fight this shit is to be an artist. And I mean by like actually creating it yourself, not letting a program create it for you. But you can have a program such as like Photoshop where you create it, but then you also have tools that help make it a little bit easier for you rather than it would be a lot harder if you were to do it on paper with a pencil or something like that. That would be unnecessarily difficult, in my opinion, with the technology we have now available to us. But that personally would be my recommendation, and it's something that I've talked about in comments before. I've always said that if you're going to try to, you know, combat reality as a black pillar, I don't want to say cope. If you're going to try to combat reality with a hobby, the best thing to do is to be an artist because it is the most rewarding, I feel like. Um, I think being some type of DJ, musician, slash music artist, I don't really know what the proper terms are, but I feel like that could help because music really gives us the ability to fantasize as well, but maybe not about something specific unless you already have a hobby and then you listen to music and it enhances it. But I feel like that's pretty much the only way. But I feel like music can also be uh, something that punishes you, or like if you have like a crush on a girl and you're some sub 5 dude, creating a song that can like really, enhance feelings and stuff like that, that could probably work against you to like where you would be constantly thinking about that person and it will just hurt more and more. So that's probably not the best way. So that's why I think being like an artist in terms of drawing or painting, not just anything, but like your own creation, your own human, preferably a female if you're a dude in this space. Like that's honestly the best way to combat those negative feelings of loneliness, heartbreak all the fucking time, feeling that nobody gives a shit about you, the feeling of like you're alone in this fucking world. All those negative fucking things. That is, in my opinion, the best way. And it is the way that I have stayed so calm throughout this bullshit. Except for when I've been at workplaces where, like, the employee ratio of male to female has favored in females. For instance, I've worked at Red Lobster before, but only for about 2.5 months. And when you work at a place like that, where it's considered like fine dining and the waitresses have to look nice, like all you're going to see is a bunch of women with tight pants and possibly tight shirts, and basically you're basically looking almost at a naked woman, just like only with your imagination. And that shit can be really fucking rough because in your mind you're not going to be able to have sex with that. So, and if you were to even try, you would just get in trouble. So, like, so you have to have something to combat that if you're going to try to stay sane or keep a reasonable level head, not let your emotions get the best of you and stuff like that. You need some type of outlet that allows you to pour out your creativity, your creative side, and lets you get in touch with your inner self and stuff like that. Lets you, you know, lets you purposely lose touch with reality only for like a momentary kind of thing. Nothing permanent. Because if you lose touch with reality permanently, that's not a good thing either. But it is good if it's only momentary. So, momentarily, I mean. But yeah, I think at this point I would just be repeating myself. So, um, I think that's pretty much everything that I had to say. Uh, and I actually think I'm gonna start working on a drawing right now. Pretty much it's the same one that I've been doing for the past month now. And yeah, I just need to work on it. Like I'm in a rough spot right now. Trying to get work done. I'm suffering a little bit because I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, and I know that if I just keep being persistent, I'll get through it because I always do. So that's just the kind of mindset that you have to have when you're being creative. If you just keep pushing through, you'll get there. So that's all. See ya.